of the old foreign flashback stories in the world of music, in the world of movies. Okay, and don't forget that we are still in the month of July, so we'll be dishing out past event for the month of July. But before we actually delve into that of the foreign, okay, because we go on and start with all those old way back music, okay, the likes of Billy Joel, okay, Whitney, and of course, way back, all right, Paul McCartney. Before I actually delve into that, let's go on, of course, vibe to Bruno Mars with the song 24K Magic, because today is Friday, so of course, you need to put your hands up in the air.
And a big girl, maybe Mitozi using it. Yeah.
But that was Info Magic by Bruno Mars. Okay, let's quickly delve into our past event for the month of July is back in the world of foreign music. Well, you are still listening to a Friday Flashback edition of the Late Mega Morning Show right here on Omega 101.7 FM, my radio, your radio with Mimi. Okay, let's quickly hop in. Okay, well, down to 18th July 1960, American singer Brenda Lee actually went to number one on the US singles chart with the song I'm Sorry. Okay, that song also made it to number 12 in the UK. Then, still past event of 18th July in the year 1980, American singer, pianist, composer, and songwriter Billy Joel actually held the top position of both the US albums, of course, a singles chart, okay, with the song It's Still Rock, and of course, okay, It's Still Rock and Roll to Me. We're talking about an American singer called Billy Joel. Well, his real name is William Martin Joel. All right, then 18 July in the year 1992 was actually when Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston actually got married. Okay, and the wedding was actually attended by many artists. Okay, I'm talking about Steve Wonder, Gloria Estefan, and Natalie Cole, and of course, Freddie Jackson. All right, then down to 18 July in the year 1988. Well, 1998, pardon, American rap group called the Beastie Boys actually went to number one on the UK album chart with the song Hello Nasty. Okay, and that song was actually the album was actually the only second rap album to make it to number one in the UK. Then down to the year 2017, 18 July, well, R&B singer R. Kelly actually denied the allegations that he was holding several young women in an abusive court. Okay, then down to the year 2019, 18 July was actually a very good and lovely year for Ed Sheeran, where he actually broke another streaming record about when it comes to his latest album, okay, and that year 2019. And of course, there's this particular single in that album titled Shape of You. That song alone was streamed by over at least 10 million people worldwide. All right, let's actually roll down to 19th July. Well, 19th July 1967, English rock band formed in the year 1960. I'm talking about the Beatles. They were at number one on the UK singles chart with the song All You Need Is Love. And that was the group 12 number one single to get to at least the role of number 12 actually in the UK. Okay, I'm talking about this English rock band. Rock band actually formed in the year 1960. Talking about the people that actually had to come together to at least to bring up that particular group. Well, we have that of John Lennon, okay, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and of course Ringo Starr. In the year 1975, 19 July, well, Bob Marley actually did an amazing show in a theater in London where he sang No Woman, No Cry. And after doing that, he actually released that particular track titled No Woman, No Cry. Okay. Then 19 July 1975, a Scottish pop rock band that made waves in the 1970s. I'm talking about the Bay City Rollers. They were at number one on the UK singles chart with the song Give a Little Love. Then still the year 1975, 19 July, Paul McCartney and the Wings actually went to number one on the US Billboard with the song Listen to What the Man Said. Well, in the year 1989, still 19th July, the father of the godfather of soul, I'm talking about James Brown, at least he actually changed accommodation, at least behind bars, okay, for, he was actually arrested, okay, for illegal gun possession, resisting arrest, assault, and of course, leading to authorities on a number of car chases. So they had to change his particular prison for him that particular year, but he actually had to, at least after some time, he actually made it out. Okay, well, 1996, still 19th July, the Spice Girls actually made their debut, at least on one of the popular TV show at that particular time, where they actually had to go on with one of their popular songs titled Wanna Be. Okay, well, before I go on to play that song, let's just wrap up the past event of 19 July. In the year 1997, Oasis went to number one on the UK singles chart with the song Do You Know What I Mean? Okay, that was the first single from their third album, Be Here. Now we're talking about Oasis. They are the main owner of the song Stay With Me, the one that Esrin actually did. Okay, that love song where Oasis, they are the real owner of that particular song. So lastly, for the past events of 19 July in the year 2005, James Blunt actually went to number one on the UK singles chart with the song You're Beautiful. Okay, and that was it from his debut album titled Back to Bedlam. Well, before we actually delve into that of a past event of 20th July, 21st, and of course 22nd, which is actually today, let's go on, of course, the push play to Spice Girls with the song Wanna Be. When we'll come back, we'll wrap up when it comes to foreign flashback in the world of foreign music. Well, yes, indeed, good friendship never ends. Well, I miss the good old days. Well, that was a Spice Girls with the song "Wanna Be." Okay, well, let's quickly wrap up when it comes to foreign flashback in the world of foreign music. Okay, well, 20th July 1991, EMF actually went to number one on the US singles chart with the song "Unbelievable." Then down to that of 2017, okay, 21st July. That was the year when Justin Bieber was actually banned. Okay, Justin Bieber was banned from performing in China because of what actually happened. Okay, according to the Beijing Culture Bureau in China. Okay, in a statement, they actually say that it's not appropriate to allow entertainers who have engaged in bad behavior, okay, to actually come out, of course, organize a show, come and showcase himself. All right, but everything actually ended in a very good way. Okay, down to the year 2007. 22nd July. That was when Ja Rule and Lil Wayne was at least that they were arrested after a concert in Manhattan on charges of carrying illegal firearms. But well, the both of them they were arrested separately. Okay, all right. Before we actually dive into that of our own music album, old music albums. Okay, let's just go on a music break. When we come back, we'll actually delve into the world of Two-Face Idibia. Okay, his sixth studio album that was released in the year 2014, and that of Davido. Okay, that is actually his first studio album titled Omo Bobolo. But I'll actually talk about that when we come back. Let's go on, of course, push play to Cool and Gang with the song Fresh. When we come back, we'll delve into the world of Tubaba and also Davido. Well, I just can't get enough of that music. Well, Cool and Jan with the song Fresh. Well, that song is actually from their album titled Emergency, of course, released, in the year 1984, November 24th. Okay, now let's actually dive into our very own some of the old albums that we have back then. Okay, so let's go and talk about Two-Face Idibia's sixth studio album titled Ascension. Okay, released this month in the year 2014, 17th July. That was when he released that sixth studio album titled Ascension. Okay, Ascension for You to Ascend. And that album was actually a follow-up to his fifth studio album titled Away and Beyond. And talking about the album released in the year 2014, 17 July, Ascension, well, that particular album featured guest appearances like we have Victor, Bridget Kelly, Rocksteady, Dami Crane, Sir Victor Owaifo, Iceberg Slim, Fali Pupa, okay, so on and so forth. And talking about the genre of that particular music, we have that of Afropop, R&B, soca, Zuik, and of course High Life. And that album actually had 7 tracks. Okay, we have Go, Aproko, Holiday, Can't Hear You, which actually featured Vector, The Best I Can Be, Let Somebody Love You, Kiss of Life, Hate What You Do to Me, The Spirit Women, Laissez Passer, so on and so forth. Before we actually vibe to Laissez Passer, okay, let's talk about Davido's Omo Baba Lowo. Well, also, it was in this month of July, the year 2012, that Davido released his debut studio album titled Omo Baba Olowo, okay, his first debut studio album, okay, which means son of a rich man, and yes, indeed, he is. And the album was produced by J Slick, Malik Berry, and of course, Shizzy. All right, and that album was actually a mixture of we have Afrobeat and of course hip hop, and it had guest appearances such as Nato C, Shina Rambo, Burek, K Switch, Ice Prince, and of course Two Face Idibia. We're talking about that album Omo Babalowo, which means son of a rich man. But the album actually won Best R&B Pop Album and also received nomination for Album of the Year at the 80's in the year 2013. And we had tracks such as Back When, Ekuro, Overseas, All of You, Boom Boom, and of course, Feel Alright. All right. Well, Davido has been doing, amazingly well right from that year 2012 up to now. Okay, so talking about Nigerian artists, of course, everyone is actually doing well. In fact, currently, I'm going to say that, when it comes to music, we are actually, at the forefront right now, currently. Okay, when it comes to Afrobeat, hip hop, we are there. We are just at least at the forefront right now. So at least I'll go to I just dive into our socials of various social media platform. And on Facebook we have the questions right there. So what do you think? Okay, because what do you think about the old music right there, and also that of the old soap operas? Do you think, especially that Fuji House of Commotion, at least are you saying that at least they're supposed to bring it back? Okay, and then what do you have to say about the old Nollywood movies that we had back then, and also the one that we have currently? What is actually your opinion when it comes to the comparison of the old Nollywood movies that we have, the likes of Ijele, okay, Full Moon, so on and so forth, and also the one that we have currently? Just go on, share your thoughts, all right, on our Facebook page. Just go on, just tell us something. All right, before we actually dive into that of old movies, I'm talking about, first of all, we actually look into that of the foreign movies, foreign old movies, the likes of Prison Break, so on and so forth. Let's just, take a listen to a little bit of Two-Face and, of course, Victor Owaifo on that song, Laissez Passer. When we come back, we'll actually dive into more movies, both foreign and, of course, Nigerian movies. Don't forget that you are still listening to Friday Flashback edition of the Late Mega Morning Show right here on Omega 101.7 FM, my radio, your radio, with Mimi. Well, yes, I'm sorry, but I have to cut short. Well, that was a Laissez Passer by Two-Face Event, of course, at the late Victor Owaifa, who actually died last year, August. But you are still on Omega 101.7 FM, my radio, your radio, of course. And you are still with Mimi. Yes, I will be with you right here from now to 12. And you are still listening to the Friday Flashback edition of the late Mega Morning Show. So let's quickly dive into that of foreign movies. Okay, well, talking about the first movie that I have right here, old movies. Well, number one is actually Prison Break, titled The Final Break, released in the year 2009. Okay, that movie was directed by Brad Turner. We had Brad Turner Hooks. Then also it had Wentworth Miller, Sarah Wayne, and of course Dominic Purcell. Well, that's actually the season 4 of Prison Break, The Final Break, released in the year 2009. We just had to talk about the arrest and, of course, the arrest of Sarah Tancredi. Okay, and the final escape plan which Michael had to devise for so that Sarah and, of course, had to reveal the ultimate fate of Gretchen Morgan. Then we also have this movie, that of Harry Potter. Okay, this one's actually tagged Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, released in the year 2009, the 7th month of July, or you can go on and say Dark Secrets Revealed. Okay, directed by David Yates, where it had Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and of course Emma Watson. All right, looking into our very own old Nigerian movies, so we have that of Ijele. Okay, actually, it was okay. The movie came out in the year 1999. It was also Genevieve's second movie. Genevieve's first movie was actually Most Wanted. Okay, so this was actually Genevieve Naji's second movie. Okay, released in the year 1999, Ijele. Then we also have this horror movie, Nigerian horror movie titled Full Moon, released in the year 1998. Okay, I can remember back then when they, after watching all this movie, when it comes to Ijele, Full Moon, Karashika, if you go and tell you to go and get something, you will just teach yourself just by the wall. Once never take the like, you just be, the whole thing will just be as if the spirit wants to come and, take you immediately. Okay, so at least we have Ijele in the year 1999. We have Full Moon in the year 1998. Then we also have this Regina Askew movie, Highway to the Grave, also in the year 1998. All right, let's quickly delve into that of Fuji House of Commotion. All right, before I go on to talk about, what this particular soap opera is actually about. Well, on Monday, news actually broke out that iconic star Shola Onaiga actually passed away, and she's actually known as Ireti or Kitchen Practical in that particular movie. But before I go on to just give you a little bit or a little taste of Fuji House of Commotion, first of all, let's just at least vibe to the intro. Whenever you get to hear the intro of Fuji House of Commotion, wherever you are, you'll be like, let me just watch and go, take a look at this particular soap opera. And yes, indeed, it's actually a Fuji House of Commotion. Okay, we're talking about Fuji House of Commotion, a Nigerian sitcom. Okay, produced and directed by Amaka Igwe, and the show was actually a spin-off of a 19th soap opera, apart from Checkmate. Okay, and it was actually one of the few Nigerian television programs to have obtained that status. And of course, that Fuji of Commotion actually has stars like Kunle Bamtifa as Chief Fuji. We had Tony Atom Ono as Mama Moji. Then we had Ngozi Nwosu as Space. We had Luisa Ono as Ireti. Then Ireti Dole as Carol. Then Jude Oroha as Benro. Then also John Njama as Rabiu and Chike Chuku as Jumoke. Okay, so on, and of course we have other ones, okay, other amazing stars. And that particular Fuji Commotion or a sitcom had to revolve around a rich man called Chief T.A. Fungi, who was actually married to 4 women and had numerous kids to provide for. All right, and well, that particular, we had some episodes that had to make people to stay glued to NTA at a particular time, including I myself. Okay, as young as I was, at least I never had to miss this particular episode when it comes to Fuji House of Commotion. So let me just take you. Let's just go way back just a little bit for you to at least have a taste of this old soap opera called Fuji House of Commotion. Actually had to, at least this particular part has to do with late Shola Onayiga. Well, yes, that was late Shola Onayiga. Okay, in that when it comes to future of promotion, she's actually known as Ireti or Kitchen Pratica. And of course, you don't, whenever she's around, you dare not enter into her own kitchen, or even say you want to go and make use of her gas because you want to cook. You dare not try it. But anyways, they're just Trust Peace, who is known as Ngozi Nwosu. Anyway, anytime that she's always around, of course, you will see them come to tell her, say, you don't have to make use of my, utensils, or maybe make use of my gas. She must actually enter into that kitchen. Well, so to you, that actually had to, sometimes people go on and tell you that I miss the good old days. I do this. I just wish that at least they can actually go on, bring back some of these old soap operas. Well, we have that of Tales by Moonlight. Okay, Things Fall Apart, Fuji House of Commotion. Okay, the Village Headmaster Masquerade. And we also have that of Jaguar. Whereby next we will actually go on and bring that of Jaguar. Okay, the old, soap opera back then. That also made people to actually stay glued to the radio. Okay, Jaguar. Those some kids actually, whenever they want to go on to play, there's something called swirl. They will just draw their, whatever thing they get to draw. Then they'll tell you this is my house. Then for you to jump, you have to sing this particular song, Jaguar Oshenu Julie Grace. So this is actually the name of those that we are inside that. They're actually part of that particular old soap opera called Jaguar. But by next week, Friday, we'll bring all about Jaguar to you, all right? Because I know that you actually miss that. All right, let's actually dive into giving you a movie of the week, because that's what you definitely be waiting for. Every Friday, be like, Mimi, go on, give us a movie of the week. Don't forget that it's actually weekend for you to take a chill period for you to relax. Okay, from Monday to Friday, the stress of the week and all that. So at least Saturday day for you to just sit down with your popcorn or maybe anything that you have. Go on and of course watch a movie, because it helps to relieve you of the stress and all that. It also helps you to at least relax, have that good time. Okay, but that will be right after this short break. So we're talking about a movie of the week for today. I had to, go way back. I had to delve into. I just had to hop into the bus. Okay, I had to go way back down to the year 2015 to get a movie for you, and the movie was actually directed by Stephanie. All right, Stephanie Linus. When I'm talking about this movie titled Dry. Okay, she was the one that directed that particular movie. Stephanie Okereke, she had to direct that movie. And that movie, at that year was only talking about that of VVF. Okay, those girls that go on to get married at a very early age, at least get to make them to be prone to be open to VVF. So talking about that movie titled Dry, is all about Dr. Zara, of course, played by Stephanie. Dr. Zara had to meet Halima and, of course, try to help her get through her horrible living conditions. Okay, and she also, in that movie, she had to, she didn't even remember that her daughter was actually the main victim of the VVF. So she had to go way back because she was raped by her uncle. Okay, she was raped by a particular man, which was actually her uncle. Then after some time, she got pregnant. Then she drove her out of the house. She gave birth, which after some time, she had to leave Nigeria. Okay, with the help of a young, kind white woman. Then she had to, come back for her daughter. After she married, she had to come back for her daughter, and she didn't even know that her own daughter was living with the disease she's actually fighting for. Okay, for at least young girls, you don't have to, parents actually don't have to give out your daughter at a very early age, and she didn't even know that her own daughter, was actually, living with that particular condition. Okay, and it was actually a very horrible one. And people that actually had to watch this particular movie were like, this movie is very, it will make you will shed tears and all that. Well, indeed, I really cried when I was actually watching, this particular movie. Okay, so let's actually go on and, of course, take a listen to the trailer of the movie for the week, which is Dry. Well, that was the trailer of the movie Dry, directed by Stephanie Okereke. And of course, we have that of Paul Sambo as Dr. Lundy. We have Olu Jacobs as the speaker. Then also Liz Benson as the matron. All right. We're talking, just like I said, that movie is just about at least to create that awareness that we have all, some of these young girls. Okay, especially although it happens in the northern part, but we still have most of them, they go on to practice this early child marriage, illegal marriage, in that, in also the southeastern part of our country. All right. So at least create awareness for you to know what VVF is all about, which is vaginal fistula. Okay, that is actually VVF, vaginal fistula. Okay, that has to do with the urinary side when it comes to your bladder and other things in your body as a woman. Those young girls, being given out early when it comes to early age, when it comes to marriage, and then they get pregnant, all right, because they don't have a very strong waist like that. They go on when they go on to take in, they go on to have some complications. So Stephanie had to use this movie to create that awareness so that people can actually know, the main thing for you to do when it comes to people living with these terrible conditions, especially the ladies, the young girls. Okay, so that's actually a movie of the week. Just like I said, go on, just watch this movie. Yes, you can actually cry because it's actually an emotional movie somehow. Okay, you can actually go on, just cry and all that, but just as you're watching it, at least you can help reach out to people that you know that are also practicing this kind of practice. All right, just to create that awareness too, because at least we need to help one another. We need to reach out to all these young girls, living with this condition, because we still have most of them, although you take it that you don't know, but the truth is that we have most of them. All right. All right, just have to draw the curtain for here on today's show. But by Monday, we'll be back, of course, and that will be Man Crush edition of the Late Mega Morning Show with Mimi. And I pray that I will actually have a man right there on Monday. But for now, just know that by 12, it will be time for News and Brief. Then by 1 p.m., it will be time for the Fact Finder Show with Tsunami. Then by 2 p.m., it will be time for the Igbo Service. Then 4 p.m., Proco Special by Frankie Franca. Well, I'll be back here by 9 p.m. for our, good entertainment program. All right, that has to do with the PG. Now, I'm talking about Friday Night Fever. I'll be back here by 9 p.m. for Friday Night Fever. But for now, I need to zoom off. But today is Friday, so do to take your place. I'll leave in the hands of Akon and Kiss Daniel with the song "Take Your Place." Just just make sure that you do something today, which is Friday. Forget that you just have to chill up, but make sure that you just have to at least make today your masterpiece. My name is Mimi. Bye bye.